On a relative basis for your business, how big is the data center component versus the multifamily component versus the office component?
Right. So historically, our business began in affordable housing and
right.
multifamily. So a huge portion of our business across the country is multifamily. We actually are one of the largest private owners of affordable housing in the United States. So we are very focused on multifamily. It's been our core, and we continue to build and own and do affordable housing preservation in that space. Data centers are new for us, and I think it's the most incredible asset class I've ever seen in my career in real estate.
Is there a bubble in the data center business given some of the valuations?
I mean, the question is, and we all watch the reports, you know, for the big tech companies,
yep.
what's their capital spend going to be in the following years. But this asset class is very unique for real estate. Each one of these buildings could cost $4 or $5 billion. You're talking about power numbers that we've never encountered in the real estate business. 100 megawatts, 200, up 500 megawatts. Those buildings, so what's amazing about them, power, as difficult it is to get, becomes the constraint to new
right.
developments. You don't have oversupply of these data centers, and for the most part, they're built leased to one of the big hyperscale tech companies. So for us, it's been a great opportunity.
Listen to them.
Well, of course, but okay. So what I told him was, if you tax unrealized gains, you're going to kill the stock market, right? And it's going to be the ultimate employment plan for private equity, because companies are not going to go public because you can get whipsawed, right? I mean, my own personal experience back from the internet days, right? All of a sudden, I was cash poor, but equity rich, right? My net worth was enormous, but the number of dollars in the bank wasn't enormous. And so I'd have, based off of the unrealized gains, I would have had to borrow money, and I effectively would have been in hock just to pay my tax bill instead of trying to run my company, and 1,000 other reasons, right? So they realize that's the issue.
Once you have general purpose humanoid robots and autonomous vehicles, you can build anything. And I think that there's no actual limit to the size of the economy. I mean, there's obviously, you know, the mass of Earth, you know, like that would be one limit. But the economy is really just the average productivity per person times number of people. That's the economy. And if you've got humanoid robots that can do, you know, where there's no real limit on the number of humanoid robots, and they can operate very intelligently, then there's no actual limit to the economy. There's no meaningful limit to the economy.
You guys just turned on Colossus, which
yeah.
is like the largest private compute cluster, I guess, of GPUs anywhere. Is that right?
It's the most powerful supercomputer of any kind.
His economic proposals are really disastrous. Like, if I were a business person and I heard a 20% tariff on every import, and I watched him be so erratic and unpredictable, I think that's scary. Every business person deserves predictability. And so I think that's what I would be watching for.
I wanted to ask you why you and your husband, back in March of 2008, accepted and participated in a very large IPO deal from Visa. At a time there was major legislation affecting the credit card companies making its way through the House. And did you consider that to be a conflict of interest?
I don't know what your point is of your question. Is there some point that you want to make with that?
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, do you think it's all right for a speaker to accept a very preferential and favorable stock deal?
Well, we did.
And if you participated in the IPO,
well, I have many
and at the time you were Speaker of the House, you don't think it was a conflict of interest, or had the appearance of a conflict of interest?
No, it only has the appearance if you decide that you're going to have elaborate on a false premise. But it's not true, and that's that.
I don't understand what part's not true.
Yes, sir. That I would act upon an investment.